My name is Jake de Villiers. I head up the open source Java, Spring and AWS world. And we are typically the engineers in the team that are charged with the overall architecture of solutions. So the analogy from an iceberg perspective, roughly 10% of the iceberg is visible above the waterline. We are the 90% below the waterline, the back-end engineers and architects. So typically, first and foremost, we love technology and we love problem solving even more. So that is what makes us tick. Our skill sets are quite a wide variety of tech in the open source space. We focus mainly on enterprise type systems, not exclusively, but mostly. And we are typically seen as full stack developers, but with a big focus on the deep back-end specialization. So that is really what we're about, more back-end than any kind of front-end stuff. We are also tasked with cloud engineering, and that is cloud first, cloud native type of environments, even hybrid cloud. And then finally, from a multi-cloud perspective, we're focusing heavily and partnered heavily with Microsoft and Azure, respectively. I have to say top of the pile is our philosophy of continuous learning. So we value that greatly in the company, and that includes mentorship as well as training that we provide the staff, technical events that we host, and our support from our engineering leads to the other senior developers. That to us is a winning recipe. That's why we're all into the technology game in the first place. The second point for me is there's a lot of support that the guys have. That analogy of safe to fail, quick to learn, we firmly believe in that. So not only technical support, but also from a logistics, we're not going to do your dry cleaning, but we'll help with anything else that you might need. But there's also a lot of emotional support, especially in the COVID times. It's proven its value. And support by your peers. So project diversity is another thing that we pride ourselves on. We have a vast number of project teams with different tech stack combinations and different clients locally and internationally. And that makes for a great exposure and experience for our guys and our teams. Also, as COVID proved to the rest of the world, something that we've known for many years, we really value remote first philosophy for our developers. We know that the developer teams are actually in their most productive, most in their zone, if you leave them alone and do their thing. So we are evangelists with our own clients to promote that heavily. So we will, where possible, advise for remote first. Our guys also have a strong sense of belonging. They feel part of the team, part of the tribe. That to us is nice. And in many cases, it's beyond just work colleagues. So that's important to us as well. Then finally, I think our guys love to share knowledge. That there's no prima donna, I came up with the goods first. It's whoever's got a recipe, we love to share it. So that to us is a personal trait and philosophy that we stand firm by. And then we love our go-karting as well, but that's for another time. What stands out personally for me at DVT, it has to be our core values. Now, normally a corporate has core values and it's just painted on their website, etc. But I firmly believe ours is not just lip service. And that's one of the reasons why back in the day I joined DVT. And I think if I have to highlight a few that really resonates personally with me, is the first of all making an impact. That's probably our core value, the most core value, important one, and it's making a difference. And I think people that really strive for something bigger, making a difference really resonates. Servant leadership. How can I make your life easier? And that reciprocates right through the company, and that really is what teamwork is about. Doing the right thing. We have our personal moral values, and we won't go beyond that. That to me is also very important. And then finally, I think work-life balance. which we probably all agree that the last 18 months in COVID experience has really tested those boundaries in most organizations. So I have to admit, we really try to do our best in actually maintaining and valuing the person behind the role. I'm not going to be as eloquent as Neil Armstrong was back in the day. I think one of my first thoughts will probably be with a tongue-in-cheek to probably say print line hello world or something quirky like that. Or I might call to mission control and say, guys, let's not break this one too. So that's that. And I think so. If you guys want to also make a difference in the world, and you want to know more about DVT and our team and the way we work, please reach out to us at dvt.co.za, and thanks for watching.